Tonight, the United States sent jets to North Korea to conduct military practices.
And travel might become a little harder, and not because of the holidays.
And with Christmas around the corner, we'll have some safety tips for decorating your tree. Murrow News 8 starts now.
From Studio B on the campus of Washington State University, this is Pullman's only nightly newscast. This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Stella Sun.
And I'm Brittany McIntosh. Welcome to Murrow News 8. For the second year in a row, Washington State University will head to San Diego for the Holiday Bowl. They will play Michigan State December 28th at 6 p.m. Both the Cougs and Spartans finished their season with 9-3 record. The game is expected to be close, with Michigan State ranked only 2 spots higher than WSU.
As more Christmas trees pop up around town, many are unaware of the dangers that come along with it. Our reporter, Majestic Storm, spoke with the Pullman Fire Department and now tells us how you can also be festive and prevent fires.
So how did you know when you picked the right tree?
Well, it smells really good.
A fresh-cut Christmas tree is a familiar smell in many homes come December. But the smell isn't the only thing you'll want to pay close attention to when it comes to picking your perfect tree. Christmas tree fires are not the most common emergency that fire departments respond to, but they are more dangerous than a typical house fire. This video shows how quickly a dried Christmas tree burns compared to a well-watered one. The National Fire Protection Association reports that Christmas tree fires are 4.5 times more likely to result in a death than any other household fire. Now, even though these fresh-cut trees are very unlikely to catch on fire, they say the #1 way to prevent that is to make sure they are watered every single day. Pullman's Fire Deputy Marshal says to be sure to pick a tree with fresh green needles that do not fall off when touched. Replace worn or broken bulbs, do not overload outlets, and be sure to turn off the Christmas tree lights before leaving home or going to bed.
If your tree is starting to catch on fire, get out of the house. Get your loved ones out of the house and call 911.
Between 2011 and 2015, U.S. fire departments responded to about 200 home fires that all started with Christmas trees each year. Now, firefighters highly suggest that when the season ends and the pine needles start to fall off the tree, that's when it's time to get it out of your house. Majestic Storm, Murrow News 8.
Family photos with Santa is a tradition for who may celebrate Christmas. Stella's son talks to the local business who are adding a furry twist to photos with Santa, and for all charity.
Esther Louie volunteers every year with Autism Anchoring Dogs.
It's been really positive, I have to say.
Autism Anchoring Dogs trains giant breed service dogs to keep children safe and calm. The average weight of the dog ranges from 110 to 150 pounds. The dogs essentially anchor a small child who try and wander off.
That the child will wear a belt that's tethered to the vest that the dog is wearing, and if the child pulls, the dog has been trained to just drop and anchor the child.
When Esther learned a poor family with an autistic child needed a service dog but could not afford one, she wanted to help. Esther and fellow service puppy raiser Renee Piper created a holiday dog photo shoot to raise funds for the family.
As a group in the community, we basically do all of our training together. And then we do a lot of fundraisers just to help raise money for the organizations.
Therapy dogs like Cider can be used for therapy purposes to bring comfort and affection to those in nursing homes, at Pullman Regional Hospital, even at universities and schools.
Renee owns Tail Wagging Adventures in Pullman. They provide services like doggy daycare, puppy training, and more. Together, the two women planned a holiday dog photo shoot with the real Santa at Tail Wagging Adventures. Service dogs can cost upwards of $25,000. Esther found a woman who said she will match any donation made towards the holiday photo shoot.
We're not there yet, but I know, it's just going to help us get closer.
Stella Sun, Murrow News 8.
The holidays are usually a time for traveling. However, the U.S. Supreme Court plans to allow the newest version of President Donald Trump's travel ban to take effect pending appeal. This is the first time the Supreme Court justices will allow an addition to the ban to go forward. Lower courts in 2 separate challenges partially blocked the ban. The third version of the ban, issued in September, includes varying levels of restrictions on foreign nationals from the countries of Chad, Iran, Libya, North Korea, Syria, Venezuela, Somalia, and Yemen.
President Donald Trump called Alabama Senator Roy Moore to offer his endorsement to his campaign 8 days before the election. Moore said, "I am honored to receive the support and endorsement of President Donald Trump." He goes on to say, President Trump knows the future of his conservative agenda in Congress hinges in this election. Trump fully endorsed Moore on Twitter earlier this morning, despite his hesitancy to throw his full support behind the Republican candidate due to the past accusations against Trump.
When we come back, the U.S. sends jets to North Korea.
And a boat crashed off the coast of South Korea, leaves 13 dead.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
The South Korean military teamed up with the U.S. Air Force to conduct a massive military drill called Vigilant Ace. About 12,000 military personnel are participating in the annual event, scheduled to last 5 days. Vigilant Ace is meant to improve wartime capabilities and preparedness. For the first time, the military drill will include 230 new aircraft models flying to 8 U.S. and South Korean military bases. North Korea said the U.S. and South Korean puppet forces are foolish to run amok with such stealth fighters. While the South Korean military runs aircraft drills, police investigate a boat collision that killed 13 people just off the South Korean coast. Authorities believe a fishing boat collided with a refueling tank while they tried to pass each other within a narrow sea lane. Rescued victims are receiving medical care, but 2 people are still missing.
After days of street fighting, Houthi rebels killed Yemen's former president Ali Abdullah Saleh in an attack south of the capital Sana'a. Saleh's death took a toll on his allies, hoping to end the country's protracted conflict, and instead sparked fears of future bloodshed. The commander said the vehicle Saleh traveled in came under a fire at a checkpoint south of rebel-held Sana'a. Saleh's death seems likely to inflame a proxy war in Yemen between Saudi Arabia and Iran.
After the break, our weatherman Jay Slaughter lets us know how cold it will get during Dead Week.
And the college football playoff picture is set. Find out who's in.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash, 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
The weather is getting colder, and it is also Dead Week. Jay, how cold is it going to get for those trying to survive the final 2 weeks of the semester?
It'll be pretty cold. Hello, Pullman. How are you doing this fine Dead Week? This weather should keep you right inside, just studying. Now, if you look at today's today's forecast, we have 29 degrees with an average of 37. That was today's high, so that's what it usually is in Pullman. So we had a wind chill of 6 from the west side. Now, if we take a look at tomorrow will be pretty cold in the morning. The weather will fluctuate up to 35 for the evening. We'll see a little bit of sun, but as evening comes and daylight saving began, it'll be dark and it'll be 29 degrees, pretty cloudy at night. Let's take a look at our next picture. So we have our weather state map of Washington. As you see on the west side of the state, pretty cloudy, pretty cold, 40 degrees, but they got majority of the heat that came in this December day. So you head into Yakima when actually a whole 9-degree difference, a lot of partly cloudy throughout Washington. And if you fall right over here to Spokane and Pullman, we're at the bottom of the heat stretch. You didn't get any of it. 37 degrees in Pullman and 37 degrees in Spokane. Now, if we take a look right over at our 5-day forecast, we see a pretty consistent week in Pullman. We have 37, 39, 38, partly cloudy throughout the whole entire week, pretty cold. Now, we got sun last week, but you shouldn't expect any sun this week, any snow this week, as it's just the sun and the clouds here and there. 37, 39, 38, all the sun is gone. Driving could be safe again, but make sure you dress warm, avoid those colds, and study for your finals this week. Now, back to our anchors at the desk.
When we come back, championship weekend is over and the college playoffs began. We'll let you know who's in.
The NCAA Conference Championship weekend concluded Saturday night with victories from Georgia, Ohio State, Oklahoma, and University of Central Florida. Central Florida scored 62 points in their win over Memphis, and Georgia defeated Auburn 28-7 to take home the SEC championship and a playoff spot. Oklahoma routed TCU 41-17 to secure the Big 12 championship, and Ohio State defeated unbeaten Wisconsin 27-21 in the Big 10 championship. But in a stunning decision, Ohio State did not make college football playoff.
The 4 participants who will be in the 2017 college football playoffs are Clemson coming in at number 1, the Oklahoma Sooners at number 2, Georgia Bulldogs at number 3, and the University of Alabama rounding out the selection at number 4. The college football playoffs will kick off on New Year's Day on ESPN.
Moving to the NFL, the Seattle Seahawks defeated the Eagles 24-10 last night at CenturyLink Field, ending the Eagles' 9-game winning streak. Russell Wilson added to his MVP case, throwing for 258 yards and 3 touchdowns while adding 31 yards rushing. MVP frontrunner Carson Wentz passed for nearly 350 yards and a touchdown, but had an interception and a fumble. The Seahawks defeated held Eagles' high-scoring offense to only 10 points after averaging 31.9 points per game. The Hawks travel to Jacksonville next week to take on first-place Jaguars. Ricky Fowler shot a course record 11 under par to win the final round of the World Hero Challenge golf tournament this week. But the record-setting performance wasn't the biggest storyline. Tiger Woods made his comeback debut and showed flashes of old Tiger as he shot 8 under for the weekend, finishing the top 10. The top 10 finish had Tiger jump from the world ranking, going from 1,119 to 668 after just one tournament back.
Thank you for watching. Join us every weeknight at 7 and 10 p.m. for Pullman's only nightly newscast.
Have a great night, and don't forget to follow Murrow News 8 on Facebook and Twitter.
Good night, Pullman. Have a good night.